When we think about performance of people inside organizations, we talk a lot about the individual relative to the job, their competencies, their skills, knowledge, abilities, the training that goes into it, the alignment, the culture, their engagement in the company. All those things factor into an individual's performance. And yet we don't really talk about what's going on with them and how they show up at work. In our own company, we did a survey and we had 94% of people say that a loved one was affected by a mental health problem. Well, you think about that person who's trying to help a child who's suffering from depression, or a spouse or a sibling that has alcoholism, or think about the pressure that's going on in their life. And if you don't think that's affecting their work environment, you're completely missing a big part of the picture. A person is a whole person. It's not just they shut everything off when they show up at work, but they bring everything with them to work. And so if we understand that, we have a better chance of helping them be their best. So I think work can be a significant stressor in life, and obviously a lot of mental health challenges are rooted in stress. That's what initiates them or compounds the problem. And I think starting by just being aware of that fact, that our work environments are often the cause or a cause of the mental health challenges that people experience. There's some simple things I think we can do, and that is try to design jobs to be engaging. Patrick Lencioni did some work that talked about 3 things that cause a job to be poor, and one of them was irrelevance, one of them was anonymity, and one of them was what he called immeasurement. So the jobs need to be relevant, people need to pay attention to them and care about the work that's being done. People need to be known, and they need to have relationships, and you need to take time to understand what's going on in a person's life. And things need to be measurable. So if people understand what they're set out to do and have the resources to do it, we can help them be more successful, and that carries forward in their life. The other thing we've got to do is remove the clutter of some of the jobs. We are overloading people with meetings and emails and measurements and too many responsibilities for one individual to handle, and we've got to simplify the work environment. If we do that, we can remove some of the stress and have people perform at a higher level. Gallup talks about why people follow leaders, and they cited 4 things: stability, hope, compassion, and trust. And if you think about that at an individual level, and you think about how do you show up and affect other people, how do you create stability for other people in the work environment? How do you give them hope, both in their work and in the stuff they're wrestling with in their own life? How do you demonstrate compassion by listening and being supportive and understanding what's going on in their world so that you can help them be better both inside and outside of work? And then how do you create trust? And trust is created by having an environment where people can talk about the things that they're going through and recognize that it's accepted and understood. One of the things I think any leader can do, and I use the term leader in its broadest sense because we're all leaders in some respect, but one thing that any leader can do is be vulnerable and be open. It's an uncomfortable space, mental health and discussing it, but if you start with yourself and the types of things that you've experienced and let people know that it's actually very normal, just like physical health is, just like people with broken bones and had torn ligaments and whatnot, everybody has in their life some form of mental health challenge, either directly or through someone they love. And starting by opening that conversation up makes us more supportive leaders and creates a better environment.